Thanks so much. Honestly, you've got to get it. For me, if Joe uses it, our computer expert, I'm sold. I gotta have it. Thanks so much. All right, this is the first alert. So you're getting a 2-pack of the smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm. This is a 10-year battery. If you've ever been awakened in the middle of the night with your smoke detector saying, beep, beep, I need a new battery, because that's the only time that they ever run out of batteries, right? 2 in the morning. It's like a rule or something. You're never going to be awakened by that ever again. But the extra special thing about this 2-pack of smoke detectors is that it's a carbon monoxide alarm. Carbon monoxide, that silent killer. You can't detect it any other way except with a dedicated alert system, and usually just one carbon monoxide alarm is over $100. But you're getting 2 of the smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarm, 10 years. You're never going to replace a battery for $89.95. So we're shipping it to you for free for the safety of your family, for the peace of mind of knowing that you are covered. This is, I mean, it's an absolute must-have. They're only $45 each. Normally it would be $100 just for one. So be sure that you take advantage of this. So here to tell us all about it, Rob Anderson is going to tell us all about, I think these are really awesome,
Shannon.
Rob. Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. This is, I mean, this is just it's a must-have safety issue for
Absolutely
your family.
is, and it really is always an honor for me to bring First Alert here, because I think it's really so important for everybody to realize that you really have to protect yourself from smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide. And this really is the best way to do it, with a value like we have today and the 2-in-1 2-pack. 2 smoke detector, carbon monoxide detectors in a 2-pack. And what's so important about it is that, you know, fire departments across the country respond to over 1 million fire emergencies every year. Those emergencies result in 16,000 injuries, $11.5 billion in property damage, and thousands of deaths, as we know. Which,
of course.
And really the thing that people need to understand is that most of them can be avoided, because 3 in 5 deaths happen in a home that's unprotected, that doesn't have a smoke detector or has a malfunctioning or non-working smoke detector. And this really is the best way that you can protect yourself, your family, your pets, all of your loved ones, is with a device that's going to protect you dually, both ways, from carbon monoxide and from fire. We just talked about all the fire statistics.
Yes.
It's important to note, because a lot of people don't really understand the severity that carbon monoxide poisoning, you know, the threat that it really is. 40,000 hospital emergencies, medical visits every year as a result of carbon monoxide inhalation. And these are serious poisonings. I mean, this is not something to take lightly at all. And that number is really low because a lot of these go undetected. People just deal with the symptoms. They feel ill. They get over it eventually. But it's dangerous. You're playing with a real dangerous thing that can really cause problems health-wise. And you can protect yourself so easily now with this First Alert 2-in-1 2-pack. It's really incredible what we offer here today. And, you know, there's really, you brought up the price. And, you know, we've shopped around, we've looked around, and you're exactly right. You can get, you know, you can all day long find one of these for close to $100. But what I think the real value is, and I don't know if you mentioned it yet, is that this comes with a 10-year battery. You never have to replace the battery.
That's worth it.
That means you get 2 home today.
Yep.
You install them. They're so easy to install. I'll show you in a second how to do that. And basically, you hang them up. And I hope this is what happens when our customers get them home tonight, is that you only hear this alarm go off when it needs to be replaced 10 years from today. 2025? I don't even know. I can't even, it's hard to think that far out. Right. But it really is something. And then when you think about replacing AA batteries, you're talking about, you know, close to $200 in AA batteries. These pay for themselves immediately.
Well, and we're not all as tall as you. So for me to replace the batteries on a smoke detector is a huge event.
Right.
It's like get out the step ladder, and in some parts, you know, if you have high ceilings, it's a huge hassle. Just for the safety and convenience alone of not having to go through the hassle of attaching another one, taking it down, and replacing the batteries is worth, I mean, it's worth the cost of admission. But there are a lot of secret ways that carbon monoxide can get into your home, and I know that there are ways that we don't even know. Like I didn't even know off the top of my head where what emits the carbon monoxide.
A lot of people don't, but any fuel-burning appliance is a carbon monoxide risk. So we're talking about hot water heaters, we're talking about ranges, we're talking about portable generators, we're talking about power tools in the garage even that can, absolutely, that can, you know, if you have a crack in the wall, if you have a crack in a door, that carbon monoxide can seep into the house and become a real threat. And with a 2-in-1 device, I like to talk about this a lot, is because you're able to, I think about the kitchen and I think about the garage, because those are really fire hazards and carbon monoxide hazards at the same time. 40% of all fires start in the kitchen because of unattended cooking. And it's also a tremendous carbon monoxide risk because of improper ventilation, a range, a vent, a fan that's not working, and those gases aren't getting out of the house properly. They're staying in the house, and you need to be alerted. And I want to set it off for you so you can begin to sort of understand really how this works.
All right.
Don't be afraid. It'll be okay, I promise.
I'm guessing it's loud.
This is the test phase we'll go through. And what it does, it's testing right now. Let's listen to it for a second. Voice activated. 85 decibels, everybody's going to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's what it does, which I think is really unique.
Evacuate. Smoke in child's bedroom.
Okay.
Evacuate.
Oh, my God.
Smoke is in the child's bedroom. Now it's going to go through the carbon monoxide test. Let's listen to this real quickly. And what it's going to do now...
Warning. Evacuate. Carbon monoxide in child's bedroom. Evacuate.
How
So
does it
it's
know
telling
when?
us...
Carbon monoxide level was 0 ppm.
So luckily we have no carbon monoxide in the studio here. It knows because when you get it home and you install it, you're able to set the room that it's in. There's 12 different locations you can choose from in the house, from a master bedroom to a child's bedroom to a downstairs living area to the kitchen and any room you can imagine.
Cool.
It's very simple. Once you install it, you're able to program it by basically holding the button down when it gets to the room where you want to be notified that the problem is coming from. Nothing else like this on the market. The fact that you have the alert, that you have the voice activation, and that you have the ability to really get warned when all of these types of emergencies are happening. And really, there's no other device like this on the market. And for the price today, you're talking about the savings in batteries, up to $200 in batteries over 10 years. Really, at the very least, this is a buy one, get half off the second. And when you get this home, you're able to install it so easily. It comes with this clip design that only takes 2 screws. We talk about the hardware. There really is no hardware. It's really just 2 screws. That's all it is when you get it home. You don't need a ladder. You don't need a handyman. You don't need a laborer. You're able to install this very quickly. And the design is so sleek and so cool. You know, people talk about the old types of smoke detectors. And, you know, they're these big, round, bulky ones. A lot of them are graying, and they're getting, you know, they're peeling off, and they're hanging from wires, and they're no good anymore.
Right.
And the average life, actually the permanent life of a smoke detector is only 10 years. You need to replace those smoke detectors every 10 years. And do you really even know how old your smoke detectors are? You know, I moved into a house. It was a new house to us, but it was over 20 years old. We moved in. We had no idea how old the smoke detectors were. They all needed to be replaced. And so that was really something that everybody needs to take into account. I know whether maybe you're a renter, maybe you have newlyweds that you know that are moving into a new house, maybe you have a child off at college. You know, you really need to know how old the smoke detectors are in the residence or in the residence that someone's living in. Or if you're a caregiver for an elderly person, you know, it's really probably time, if you don't know, to replace those smoke detectors. And why not get a smoke detector with a 2-in-1 that is a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke detector, alerts you of fire, and you're going to be completely protected, and you're going to have the 2-for-1, which really is something special. It's something that you're not going to find anywhere else. Really pretty amazing to be able to think about that now and be able to take care of those problems and not think about it. I mean, we have alarms for all kinds of things, to get up in the morning, to secure our car, to secure our home, but something so important as the lives, our own life, the lives of our loved ones, the lives of our pets, those need to be protected more than anything. And the best way to do that is to duly protect that with a fired smoke detector from First Alert, the most trusted name, and a carbon monoxide detector. And, you know, a lot of people don't know that First Alert, they've been in the business for well over half a century. They even invented the first battery-powered smoke detector in 1964. An amazing company, and the technology really is incredible. You know, a true story, we got a review from a couple that were aware they'd had a carbon monoxide scare previously in their lives, and they were really getting frustrated with the sort of, not as high a quality carbon monoxide detector as you get with First Alert. And they had the problem you were talking about. It was going off with a 0 reading at 4 a.m. in the morning. It had a backup battery, and they were having to replace that. And this was just really heaven sent for them, because they said 10 years, we don't have to worry about this anymore, and it works.
I love it. You know what else? This tells you when you should replace your normal fire alarm anyway, if they're only all good for 10 years. And this one tells you when the 10 years is up. It's like, time to replace me. That is, that's brilliant. You'll always know that your fire alarm is set and ready to go. So easy to install. We were talking about this earlier, Rob. You need a fire alarm in every single room of your house, and the garage, especially that carbon monoxide alert, because that's where you have a big risk for carbon monoxide exposure. So this is the time, if you don't know how old your fire alarms are, this is the time to replace them, because we're shipping them to you for free. So how many rooms do you need to cover? You've got your kitchen, your garage, your, however many bedrooms. Get them all right now, all at the same time. I know it's an investment, but we've taken $10 off, and we've also taken basically $8 off in shipping and handling. So you're saving $18 just today. We always sell out of these, even at the full price of $99. It's an amazing value, because you're not just getting one, you're getting two. And
I think the reason that we sell out of these every time, which is true, is here's what we're replacing, what I'm holding. I have a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke detector. Shannon has one. This replaces both of them. I'm not replacing batteries in both of these. I'm not trying to figure out a way to make these look good on a wall or a ceiling somewhere, which is going to be impossible.
Right.
I have a sleek design, only about an inch in depth, and you're able to replace these 2 items with one and a 2-pack. So you're replacing 4 of these.
Right.
Amazing.
Just for the peace of mind in knowing that your family is secure, and your pets. Of course, I'm glad you brought that up. We want to keep our pets safe.
Everybody loves their pets. We all do.
They're a lot more sensitive to that carbon monoxide as well than we are.
True. Very good point.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.